Welcome. We are now doing March reads.
As you can tell by the...
Changing books. Even though I didn't read this book in March, but my other Harriet Tice book is away somewhere. I also like that the mum was basically delusional. That was really funny.
I put random trial case.
Oh right, it's because it jumps between this woman, you know, fled her ex-husband with her daughter back to England. Why are you staring at me itching?
I'm listening to your review.
Sorry. They moved back to England and she decided to take up being a lawyer again. So in the book it jumps between the main storyline that's happening and this trial she's doing, which isn't necessarily relevant to the story, but it has a lot of like connections in a way where you're trying to find out who done it, basically. Because the trial she's doing is a rape trial, but she's representing the alleged rapist. He was. Spoiler, he was. Because the way they plot it out in the book is like, oh, he didn't do it. It's just this girl trying to get money, blah, blah, blah. But then she finds like the evidence that he actually did do it. And that was quite good. I enjoyed that when she was like, she found the book. She went to his house and he tried to rape her. And she found the book and she did.
Yeah.
So much was happening with that. And then it has like school mum drama. I think you're more likely to enjoy this book if you're a mother or if you're a parent.
I don't know. Finding a dead child.
That bit was pretty traumatic, I guess. But like, if you like school mum drama, there was a lot of that in it. A lot, very cliquey. It was giving Mean Girls but as adults.
Yeah. I still give it 3 stars.
I gave it 4.5 because I did really enjoy it. I finished it in like a day and a half, 2 days. It didn't take me very long.
It took me ages because I just wasn't vibing.
Oh, I was vibing.
Yeah.
This is like one of the rare occurrences we don't agree on a book. My first read of March was Call Me By Your Name by Andre, whatever that is. I'm not going to butcher that. Andre Ackerman.
I'm not going to offend anyone today.
I am. It's Andre A. There you go. We watched the movie before we read the book. Is the main problem, I think. Because after you read the book, if you go back and try to rewatch the movie,
it's not good.
Boring.
It doesn't.
So boring. And so many good characters not in the movie. Bimini. She was fucking fantastic. She was a mood. There was not enough of her in this book. She was like the redeeming character of this book for sure.
Okay, what do you think of the peach scene?
It's so much better in the book than it is in the movie. If you're a horny little gay, you'll love this book. The peach scene, iconic. In the book, he only mocks to pretend to eat it. But in the movie, he mocks to pretend to eat it. In the book, he does eat it.
It makes more sense to why he does it too.
Yeah.
In the movie, just like, what the fuck is going on?
It's a random scene in the movie. Like, he jacks off with the peach and then Oliver's like, ha ha ha, funny. But then he doesn't eat it. But in the book, it kind of like explains the scenario. And this happens after he watches Oliver picking peaches. So like, it has more like, not philosophy, but like there's more reasoning to it.
Yeah.
It's a very hard, like the writing style is hard to read. I really struggled to get through the first part of it. But after that it is very beautifully written. It is a beautiful book. However, after the book I have mixed thoughts. Because I cried at the last part. Because like, it gets to maybe 3/4 of the way through. And then it's just them as they get older. Which you don't see in the movie. In the movie it just ends when their relationship ends. Because he's like, by the way, I'm getting married in the spring.
Tears.
Tears. And they didn't have the Elio bit.
In what?
In the movie. No, in the movie they had it, but it wasn't in this. He just does it once.
I then read 1,000 Boy Kisses, but my only review was, ouch. So...
This dude put on his Snapchat, no one talked to me after he read this book.
I read the first 80 pages and I was like, to you, I was like, this is gonna really...
This is gonna hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, the ending, it hit me real bad.
Mm.
But that's because both my nans had cancer. And then I was like, okay, ouch.
Yeah.
And then I was just crying.
Yeah.
Like Sadie Sink.
In All Too Well.
Yeah.
We've all been there. We've all been sobbing on the bed like that at some point in our lives. Some of us over men, others over a book. Sometimes both.
Men in books.
Men in books especially. I'd be sobbing over character deaths. For real. My third book of March was How to Kill Men and Get Away With It by Katie Brent. Was she vegan or was she vegetarian?
She was vegan because of the slaughterhouse.
Oh, yeah, trauma. I would say as well for this one, read the trigger warnings before you read it, because there's like rape is mentioned, descriptions of animals being slaughtered is mentioned, very descriptive details of murder. For me, it was like trying too hard to be a feminist book. It was trying too hard to like be like, oh my god, men are awful, we need to kill them all, and like preach, I guess. But it was pushing it too hard.
Yeah.
Like, it was very much like, I don't mind it when it's subtle, but it was like constant. It was like just this tangent about how, oh, it was just fucking, it was so in your face.
I like that she went for like disgusting men.
Yeah, it wasn't like she was killing every man she saw. She was actively seeking out bad men. So she had like a Tinder profile. She would then do a background search on the men, and she would pick ones that have like gotten away with rape, molestation, all this kind of stuff. She was killing bad men. So like, it was justified. The only thing that annoyed me is that there was 2 deaths that were the same, and she just chucked them in the river.
See, that I put, because at the end 2 bodies are found in the same river and it's not the men. And it's like, how does that make sense?
Yeah, it doesn't need to be included, does it? They don't have to add that. She is rich, but the money that she has from her father's slaughter company, she doesn't touch it. She makes her money from being an influencer. And one of her other rich friends, her dad is a music producer, and he gets like accused of all this rape and things like that. And her friend lies at the end and was like, oh, he molested me, so kill him. And she's like, I bet. And then she's like, psych, that didn't happen. I just wanted you to kill him. And she kills her friend.
For shits and giggles.
I do like when she would make funny comments when she was getting murdered, like, at least this is only my Gucci thing that I was going to get rid of anyway. That was funny. I liked that it had some good one-liners, it had some good, like, a good mixture of comedy and murder. But then towards the end it just derailed, and it was a bit weird. But it was an okay book. It was definitely a fun read.
Loveless. Asexual people.
Isn't it written by the same person that writes Heartstopper? Yeah.
Alice Oseman. It was a little bit long, but it was still good because, as well, finding yourself, well, your identity.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I do want to read her books.
Oh my god, and also, that's how I learned that people fantasize about themselves having sex, which was actually shocking.
Oh my god, you texted me about that, and I wondered why you texted me that.
I was like, ain't no way people do that.
Yeah.
And now I know. I'm disgusted.
Sorry.
Now I know.
I read A Court of Wings and Ruin and A Court of Frost and Starlight. These are books 3 and 4 in the ACOTAR series by Sarah J Maas. High fantasy, fae, romance. This intense as fuck made me cry. This is A Court of Wings and Ruin. So much happened in that book. It's a long ass book. Lots of battle scenes. And then A Court of Frost and Starlight is like a little novella in between all the mix of the intensity where they're celebrating solstice. There's not really much that I can review it on because it's like in the middle of the series. They're good books. It's a good series. If you like fantasy, if you like romance, a little bit of smart, high fantasy especially, because the world building in these books are phenomenal. And like I've said this to you before, and I say it to everyone, if a book has a map in the beginning, you know it's going to be a good book, and that has not failed me once. So those were my last books of March.
Mine was Regretting You.
So those were our March reads. March was a bit of a weird month. We couldn't really decide what genre we were reading.
Okay, bye.